Well, hello and welcome to my first soapy video. I'm going to show you how I make some soap donuts. They come out like this, and I always wondered how people take a mold that looks like this and turn it into a donut that is round on both sides. So what I figured out all on my own, because I watch YouTube all the time to look for ideas, and I never found any video that showed you how to do it. So today I'm going to show you how to do it. Poured the cold processed soap in the mold last night, and it's still pretty soft. So this gives us the opportunity to do what we want with it, because what we want is two even surfaces marrying each other. If it's not even, then you're going to have a big gaping hole along the side. So what I do is I use my scraper and just scraped it until it's relatively flat. Do that to the other one. You see that I've got some leftover goodies there. I'm going to do something with that to show. I'll show you. This one was pretty, well, it was not very flat, so I'm going to flatten it and make it all even. Notice that I'm using my gloves because not even 24 hours later, the lye is still pretty active. And if I don't use my gloves, then what's going to happen is I get lye burns, and it's very irritating on the skin. Okay, so here we are, pretty flat. And you can either go ahead and put it together. You can spray some rubbing alcohol on it just to make sure. But you see, after I scrape it, it matches up pretty well. Got some leftover crummies on there. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that it's in there pretty tight. The soap is still really soft because it hasn't even been 24 hours yet. So you want to be careful not to mash it up too much, otherwise you're going to dent your soap. Look, that guy came out with a little bump in it, so I'm going to have to smooth that out. I frost my donuts, so it doesn't really matter if there's some blemishes, because I use melt and pour soap, glycerin soap. Alright, that's not matching up. I mean, it's not sticking. So let me go get my rubbing alcohol. I'll be right back. Alright, back with my rubbing alcohol. I use 90% rubbing alcohol for my soap. So I am going to spray it a little bit and marry it up there. I don't know what the rubbing alcohol does, but it kind of reactivates the surface of the soap so that things stick together after the fact. Okay, now I'm just going to let him sit for a little while, making sure that it is aligned properly. Okay, here's another one that I did earlier. Does not look very good, does it? You know why? Because I didn't, I put it together when it was still too soft. But that's not to say I can't fix it, because with artwork, you can pretty much fix anything. Okay, let's do another. I am not showing my face in this video because my husband and I went to the swap meet this morning. There used to be two swap meets. There was the Aloha Stadium swap meet, which is really popular for the visitor industry. There's a lot of like Hawaiian souvenir kind of things that are really inexpensive, I should say. But there's also, we used to have two. The other one, which was the Cam swap meet, Cam drive-in swap meet, it closed. And the people that attended that, the people that sold there, was a lot of people that had secondhand items or plants, fruits and vegetables, things like that. So they closed up the stadium, the camp drive-in swap meet, and so all of those vendors are now at the Aloha Stadium swap meet. And so it was really packed today. We walked around one full revolution around the Aloha Stadium, and that's a pretty good walk. And so we came home. I just got home and kind of sweaty and yucky, so I didn't feel like getting all dolled up to make the video. So you're not seeing my face too much. Too bad. You'll see it another time. Alright, so again, I flattened the surface. You see how nice and flat it is? Very even. So I did it for two. I'm rubbing alcohol, and see how nicely it matches up. Compare that to this guy. Which one would you rather have? I would rather have this one. Okay, so I'm going to let him sit for a little bit and show you how I fix up that seam. Is he good? Yeah, so he's not moving anymore. This is the one that I did earlier. Oh, he's moving a little bit. Alright, well, let me take care of that, and I will be back shortly. Alright, I'm back. I'm not finished scraping all of these, but I figured I could talk story with you while I'm doing that, working and talking at the same time. So, anyway, right now, I just a little bit of background on myself. I started soaping about a year ago. This is, what is it, September 2017. I started making my first soap back in March of 2016. And my husband loves YouTube. He's on YouTube all the time. And he stumbled across a video of someone making soap. And that was Katie from Royalty Soaps. And he's like, babe, you gotta look at this. This is cool. You can totally do this. So I was watching her and I was hooked. So I follow several different soapers on YouTube. And just by watching, that's how I learned how to do what I am doing right now. Except for this donut, because nobody showed me how to do the donut thing. Anyway, so I've been doing it March, May 1 year, April, May, June, July, August, September. Maybe about 18 months. I don't know, I'm not really good at math, but that sounds good to me. Anyway, wow, that was a really nice match. Beautiful. Look at that. That crack in there is barely there. So I'm going to show you how to close that up in a few minutes. Yeah, so I started out, I came up with a name for my soapy business. I've changed it since then. And now I am Tropic Hula Bubbles. And, you know, I'm in Hawaii, so I wanted something tropical, but not too tropical that people couldn't find me or, you know, figure out how to spell the name of my shop. My daughter's name is Nakapalehua Ula Alihau, which is a Hawaiian name, and I didn't want to name it like Nakapa or something like that, although I am very involved with my Hawaiian heritage. I wanted something that could be global so that people can find me. You know, because if I told you the name of my shop was Nakapa, I don't know if you'd know how to spell that. So anyway, I came up with Tropic Hula Bubbles, and that's who I am right now. I have an Etsy shop. Right now I'm getting ready to fill that little gap there. I have an Etsy shop. It's Tropic Hula Bubbles on Etsy, so you can go ahead and search for my shop. I don't have any of my donuts in there right now, but while I'm preparing this, I want to show you. Here's one. It's brown, but it has a Christmas cookie. This is the scent. This scent has vanilla in it, so it tends to brown, but I didn't want to add any additives that made it stay white because I wanted a brown donut. So that's that. Let me go grab some of my other ones. Here's what the brown one is going to look like once it is frosted. See that glaze on there? This is a glazed donut. And then I made one blue one because a lot of my things are very cute and they're great for girls, but boys like things too. So I decided to make one blue and green with some fun sprinkles. I actually bought a frosting, like a real frosting for a real cake, that had a sprinkle pack with it. I didn't use the sprinkles, I saved it for, you know, use for another time. And so that's what I thought I'd do with it. Okay, so as you can see here, I saved up all the little scrapings. Let me take that guy out. I'm gonna fix him. You saved up all the scrapings because I want to make some filler. So I'm rolling, can you see? There you can see. I'm rolling this out because I want it to be kind of thin. I don't want to have to clean up too much. Can't get this too super thin, and it's hard to do with gloves on, but do our best here. Okay, so let's see. See, this guy has a little opening. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the little worm that I made and I'm going to press it into the crevice. See that? Can you see? Because I don't want the crack to show. I used to take ceramics. I took ceramics in high school, and then I took like an adult education course later when I was older. And some of the techniques I used in ceramics, I am using for my soap. See? So I'm using this little extra scraping to fill in that gap. And you want to wipe away the excess so all that's left is the seam. Okay? Almost done. So it doesn't take a lot. Okay? So that's that. Where's my paper towel? Oh, here it is. So what I did was I got a paper towel, wet it a little bit, and I'm just like wiping off the excess. And when I'm done, the idea is to have nothing left but the seam. See how you can see some little leftovers. So go ahead and wipe that until the leftovers are pretty much wiped away. Don't worry about adding more water to your soap because of the evaporation process, the curing process. All that extra water is going to evaporate and leaving you with your beautiful soap. Hoping you guys can see. I'm doing reverse camera on my phone, so I can't zoom anything. So I'll just, hopefully you can see. You see that? There we go. Oh, look, it's looking beautiful. Except for that ding. What happened was it got stuck in the mold. So I'm going to have to repair that. And again, my ceramics experience really has been using some of my ceramic techniques to fix my soaps. Because if you have a crack in your ceramic, all you do is take some extra clay, fill it in, and you can make a nice patch. Okay, look how beautiful. So let's see if we can fix this little boo-boo here. But you know what else I'm going to do? is, see, I'm going to fill it. What else I'm going to do is that part that's kind of goofy, I'm going to use that area to, that's going to be the side that's going to have the frosting. So when you want to frost your donuts, when you want to glaze your donuts, pick the side that is not as pretty, or pick the prettier side for the side that you want to be the bottom, because that's the side that's not going to be frosted. There you go. You see how it's kind of coming together? I really wish I could just do this with my fingers, but I tend to get too much lye on my fingers. I'm kind of used to it already, but I want to have prematurely old looking skin. There we go. You see that? The hole is filled. There's a little patch there. The color of the soap is a little bit lighter, but that's okay, because that's the side we're gonna go ahead and do the glazing. All right. So there we have a finished product. The seam is beautiful. Do you like that? I do. And then I'm going to glaze it. So this one happens to be an apple pie scent. I got apple pie fragrance oil from Wholesale Supplies Plus. They're one of my favorite suppliers. I do use a bunch of them, but this one happened to come from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Okay, gang, thank you so much for watching my inaugural video for Tropic Hula Bubbles. I hope you subscribe and like my channel, and I'm going to include some links in the bottom below the drop down menu so that you can find my Etsy shop and find some of my suppliers. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Aloha.